Hi everyone and welcome back to my new channel. Thank you for everyone that has subscribed so far and watched my videos. Today we're going to be doing a forecast about the new moon in the full moon in Aquarius. It's known as the sturgeon moon, and I like to do forecasts to kind of see what the new lunar cycle is bringing us and what we can expect during this time. For this I always use a tarot deck, and this is the Radiant Wise tarot deck that I've done a comparison video on. I've got 5 oracle decks to accompany it as well. The decks that I'm using today I will put in the description, but I've got the Angel and Ancestors Oracle cards by Carl Gray, which is this deck. I've got the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey Demarco. I've got the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which has 3 different authors, which I'll put below, and I've got the Work Your Light Oracle by Campbell, and lastly I have the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, which I think she's one of the authors for the Mystical Shaman as well. But yeah, she is. So what I do is I pull the cards and we'll see what we've got coming up. Let's have a shuffle. These shuffle so beautifully. If you haven't already watched the video of me unboxing them, go and take a look because they are beautiful. Oh, that flipped. Right, so what is the mood for this new full moon? Right. So the first card that we've got is the 7 of Wands. So it looks like we're going to have to be doing a lot of defending ourselves and actually looking back on things that have happened and starting to stick up for ourselves a bit more. So this coming lunar cycle is all going to be about how you expect to be treated and the boundaries that you're going to set, and you actually forming them boundaries. So let's have a look what else we have got. So we have the Hunter, track down your fears and desires. So this pairs really nicely with the setting the boundaries and defending yourself, because maybe this is something that people have struggled with in the past, actually setting them boundaries, and don't like to be quite forceful in the way that they expect to be treated. Maybe you've had experiences where you have kind of just let things go and let things happen because you don't want to confront them. So maybe confrontation is one of your fears that you need to track down and stop, or maybe standing up to someone that you've never stood up to before and you're going to find it quite difficult. So the hunter is coming in to kind of say, no, you track down your fears and your desires and you go for it, and you tell people sorry, you tell people how you expect to be treated, and you set them boundaries and kind of say, this is what I expect to happen, this is not acceptable, this is acceptable, and kind of stick up for yourself. Like, don't be fearful of actually having a voice and saying what you think and what you mean and what you want to say to people. Right, let's have a look what else is going to come here. At the end I do like kind of read it all as a story, so sorry if the camera is shaking a bit. It is, the tripod is on my lap because I've been turfed out of my normal space that I do this in. Right, assessing. So this, oh, it's not focusing. This is 3/4 moon, and it says assessing. And as you can see, the woman is peeking out of the hot air balloon and looking at the moon. And we all know, as spiritual people, we are very tied to the moon, and that is why I like to do the forecast on the full moon. So again, this pairs really nicely with the 2 we've had before, because we need to assess what boundaries we need to put in place. We need to assess the people in our life to kind of tell them what we expect. are we going to take it too far? Are we not going to take it far enough? Let's find that balance. Let's assess the situation. Let's take a step back and say, 1 minute, I didn't really like how I was treated then, but I've never expressed this before. So you're really assessing that situation and saying to yourself, so I didn't like how I was spoken to, I didn't like how I was treated, I didn't like this, so now what can I do to change that? Because you are in control of how people treat you. I know there is situations where you feel like you're not in control, but this is all about regaining that power, becoming that hunter, becoming the person that tracks down these fears and really ignites the hunter within us that kind of says, no, this is not okay. So we've got setting boundaries and defending ourselves, we've got tracking down our fears and desires, and we've got assessing. So this full moon is all going to be about how we expect to be treated and assessing situations in life that we put ourselves in. Right, let's see what we get from the Mystical Shaman deck. Whoa. And we have the Mystical Shaman card. Now, shamans are very, very spiritual people, and it's a culture that's still around to this day. And when we think about shamans, we do think about spirituality and healing and like spiritual doctors and everything that comes with that. The Mystical Shaman card turns up when it is time for you to let go of how you was treated in the past. Although you've accepted it sorry, although you've accepted it before, it doesn't mean that you have to accept it now. So the Mystical Shaman gives you that healing that you need to kind of say, all right, I have got roots based in the past that allowed me to be treated this way, or allowed myself to be treated this way, but now the healing of the shaman is coming along and saying, that was the past, this is a new you. It's okay to move on, and it's okay to say it's not acceptable now, even if you allowed it in the past. So again, this fits in really nicely with sticking up for ourselves, the hunter, the assessing, the mystical shaman. It all pairs up to say, like, although this is something that happened in the past, although this is the way you've been treated in the past, although it's a time to defend yourself, it's okay to also forgive yourself for the way you got treated in the past. Like, sometimes it's just not your fault. Sometimes it does take something like a full moon, like to kind of stir up them emotions, and for you to look in the past to say, okay, I'm going to revisit that. I'm going to revisit how I expect to be treated. I'm going to be really looking into why this is happening and assessing that we're assessing exactly what's happened to us in the past. I might actually edit out my shuffling because it's actually making the camera go absolutely crazy. I'll fast forward it. I wonder if I could do that. Just test my editing skills. Soul family, call in your tribe. You do not have to do it alone. So this is perfect for what we're talking about. Sometimes it can be hard to do what I'm talking about. Sometimes it can be hard setting them boundaries. Sometimes it can be hard being that person that kind of sticks up for themselves, because people think that you're actually being horrible. Well, you're not. You're protecting yourself and your energy. And what this is saying is, call in them people close to you. Call in your soul tribe. Call in anyone that you feel comfortable doing it to help you assess, help you set them boundaries. Like, bounce ideas off them. You do not have to do this alone. Your soul tribe has travelled with you through many lives, and they know you, they know your soul. So they're the people that aren't going to be judging you. They are the people that you can kind of go, this has happened in the past, and now I don't think it's acceptable. Now I don't want that to happen. I want to start sticking up for myself, but I need to find a way that I can do this in a peaceful, loving way that's going to protect myself and protect the others around me. So this is a time for you to call that family in, ring up your friends, bounce these ideas off them, assess your situation with them, ask them, what would you do in this situation? You do not have to do this alone. Let's have a look at the last deck. So what spirit animal are we going to be calling in to help us deal with this, as well as our soul tribe? We are going to be calling the white raven spirit, and it says trust in the magic. Now, the white raven spirit is a beautiful one, because it's not very often you'll see a white raven, for a start, and they are magical beings just to look at. So the white raven spirit will come and help you with this if you call upon them. Just say to them, white raven spirit, can you please help me set these boundaries, assess these situations, tell me how it's like, help me understand how I should be treated, and trust in the magic of the universe, trust in the magic of the raven, trust in the magic of the full moon, because this is going to happen in this lunar cycle. This is going to be a massive change for you for the good. What no longer serves you is going to go in respect to people and how they treat you, because if they don't respect your boundaries and they leave your life, that's fine. You're just making way for new people, and that's where the magic comes in, because the new people come in, the old people that aren't going to respect you and respect your boundaries are going to leave, and these more beautiful people are going to come in, and that raven spirit is really going to help you do that. So just to clarify and like mesh together all of these cards, you have this full moon is going to bring about a lot of a self-assessment and boundaries and defending yourself. The hunter spirit is going to come with you to kind of track down them desires that you have within you of how you're supposed to be treated. Get rid of the fears of never saying anything or not sticking up for yourself in the past. You've got a lot of assessing going on this month. You've got a lot of assessing in the fact that assessing relationships, assessing boundaries, assessing how you want to be treated, and the mystical shaman is going to come in to help you heal from all that. Everything that's happened in the past is gone. You're going to very much heal from how you were once treated, how you once allowed yourself to treat, how someone once treated you when you didn't allow it. And you can call in your soul tribe and your white raven spirit to help you do that. Like, call in them people, call in that spirit, call in anything that you need to help you get through this. By the end of this lunar cycle and the next full moon, you'll have a lot of people kind of coming in and coming out, because it's a time to assess them relationships, it's a time to assess them boundaries. Yeah, so some people are going to come in and they're going to respect them boundaries, and you're going to have healthier new relationships with them that are more bountiful and fruitful and abundant for you, and you're going to have people that kind of don't accept them boundaries, and they're going to be walking out of your life, which is just going to make way for new people that are going to come in and respect that. So you won't be having to defend yourself and argue with people for long. This is going to be a more peaceful way of doing things, because it's going to be on your terms. And I hope you enjoyed this first forecast. Hopefully I'll be back the next full moon to do another one. So have a good sturgeon full moon in Aquarius. Bye.